Welcome to Decision 2010. This week we had our first presidential debate. Between 4 topics and 6 candidates, there was very little time for an in-depth debate. With the shortened class period due to the PSSAs, many questions could not be answered. Many people were frustrated that they weren't able to be heard. I feel that if we had fewer topics, the candidates would be able to elaborate more on their views and actually be able to debate. Next time, I hope we'll be able to have more time to have a substantial debate.
Surprisingly, healthcare and the economy weren't the most heated debate topics. It was really green energy and legalization of marijuana that received the most attention from the candidates and the audience members. Although I don't agree with his stance on drilling for oil and his belief in the need for green energy, Joe Doyle debated fairly well. He had a lot of facts and a lot of backup information that he utilized during the debate. He represented his party fairly well, and although I don't completely agree with it, I think his stance on having the green technology but also drilling oil so we can slowly progress into green technology, I think that's a fairly practical approach, and I think he did a good job on this debate. So, good job, Joe Doyle. Moving on to legalization of marijuana, everyone knows Eric Otto's and Taylor Johnson's stance, and I think that Eric Otto probably did a better job of representing the pro-legalization front. Taylor Johnson, unfortunately, wasn't as prepared as he could have been, but Eric Otto surprised everyone and really showed that he knew this topic well, and also congrats to him. I think he showed that he is now a serious contender for this election, and we'll see what happens in the next debate.
Normally we would talk about who we feel won the debate, but this one was a little different. We didn't really get to see people debating. It was more ask question, answer question. So it's hard to really say that someone won and someone lost because everyone was pretty much on the same level.
Except Taylor Johnson. Well, everyone saw the debate. I don't think he really performed as well as he could have. I already talked about this, and I think everyone mostly did pretty well in representing what they thought in terms of the 4 topics that they were given. But like Emily said, it wasn't a debate. Unfortunately, there was a big time constraint due to the shortened class periods and the fact that there are 6 candidates, which is a lot to go through. And it was too much for everyone to be able to really talk about what they want to talk about and go into all the detail and go into all the specifics on economy, healthcare, energy, and marijuana. So I thought Matt Barman and Scott Perkins did well, but they were also expected to do well, so it really wasn't much of a surprise or much of an accomplishment as much as Eric Otto's performance, which was a big surprise to us, at least.
We're saying that they're expected based on their other speeches, but every single candidate was a lot more confident this time. You could tell they're getting used to what they're doing, and they all seem to speak really well, and with their facts backing them up, and they had their platforms and everything that they needed to be able to support their opinions.
So good job, everyone. This, I think, is starting to look like a really competitive election, and I'm looking forward to see the next debate, seeing what you candidates and how the progression goes in the coming weeks.
We had an early press release from the Flashlight Party. A few of the highlights were candidate Otto's lack of mishaps, candidate Weber's choice of shoes, and candidate Doyle's comments on green energy.
Unfortunately, and though I do think that Joe Doyle did a decent job arguing the rest of his points about debate, he did fall a little short on answering one specific question about the dangers of wind and solar energy. Sorry, Doyle, but I don't think when Joe Morris asked what are the dangers of wind and solar energy, he meant paper cuts. Maybe it was just the pressure of the debate, but I think that there would have been a better way to answer that question, and talking about panels falling off of roofs or getting a cut from a sharp piece of metal isn't really the best way to answer that. So
hopefully all of the candidates learned a lesson from Andrew Weber and won't forget their dress shoes in the upcoming events in this campaign.
That's all it is for this week. See you next time, guys. Bye.